And we are live. Good morning and welcome to Light the Torch. My name is Ella, and I am so honored you've joined us today for a conversation that promises to be raw, powerful, and filled with hope. Today, we are spotlighting a woman whose story is the true testament to resilience. This is Haley Mazanec, the author of Three Strikes Can't Take Me Out. She has walked through chaos, heartbreak, and addiction and still found her way to healing and strength. So, Haley, welcome. It's such a gift to have you here with us.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Thank you for your time. I'm sure we're going to have a great conversation. So, I will start by asking you some questions so you can tell us a little bit about yourself or the book. So, first of all, I want to ask you can you start by telling us what inspired you to write Three Strikes Can Take Me Out?
Yeah, of course. Honestly, about 6 years ago, when I came out of one of the big stories in my book that completely changed my life, turned my world and my spirit upside down. When I came out of the fire, I immediately kind of responded to myself like, I can't believe this happened to me. I should write a book about this. This is crazy. Like, I can't believe I went through this. This happened to me. And then life just continued spiraling in so many different directions. And I saw then through more experiences and hardships that the time wasn't right. And then starting the book happened at the most beautiful time for me. And there's a lot of material that I needed to still experience before writing.
Yeah, it's such a really impactful story the way you decided to write the book. And the title itself is so powerful, but what does Three Strikes mean to you personally?
So three strikes for me. I'm leaving that a mystery for the reader. But essentially, it does have to do with life and death, and that I honestly should be dead, but I'm here alive and here with purpose to share my story and just want to inspire other people and help them by sharing my most vulnerable self.
I think it's really important what you said about purpose. Like to the way you decided to write the book because you understood that your story has to be told. So
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. And it's also very honest and your memoir is full of raw honesty. But was it difficult to be that vulnerable on the page?
Honestly, I definitely went through so many different processes writing the book and um, being my most vulnerable self and raw and open with my heart and soul. It I think that was like the key part to my book that I thought was really important. I don't think a lot of people like to be fully honest and transparent with themselves and what they go through. And for me, with all my experiences and especially healing, I've stepped into a point in my life where I want to be nothing but honest and share. So it's been quite the journey, but I'm proud of it.
I think it's really remarkable the way you talk so openly about addiction, about toxic relationships and loss as well. But was there a moment when you knew you had to change, or did the transformation happen, let's say, gradually?
Honestly, I had a big healing journey. I mean, I've had many, but I had a huge one right before I started writing the book, which I believe gave me the capacity within myself to have the strength to write it out. And I'm also very grateful that I did go through a 2-year Meisner program for acting because it not only changed my craft and my career, but it also gave me the kind of superpower to be able to dive in and out of reliving through every memory that I wrote in my book. At the same time, it did feel very much real, where reliving these moments definitely weaved into my daily life just because of me being an empathetic creature, and that my story, no matter how good or how bad it's been, just holds such a dear place in my heart. So it was a lot of energy, a lot of power, but I believe that it was supposed to be like this, and I needed to go through it. And when I finished, I felt a whole nother healing that I knew was going to come by writing the book, but it definitely kind of took me by surprise as well, where once I finished, I felt like the book itself and that whole time of my life has just complete is just so far behind me, and I can actually have a new beginning now that the book is out. It's done and complete perfectly, and now it's me have experiencing my own life for who I want to be and who I've always dreamt of being. So it's a really beautiful transformation. I definitely encourage to journal or to write your own story. It's a very liberating feeling.
Now that you mentioned your own healing journey, um, I think it's really important to talk about how all of these journeys can be so different. And in the book, I see there's a surprising amount of humor, even through the pain. So how has humor helped you survive and heal?
Oh my gosh. I think I just grew up being just more on the goofy side and playful side, and that's just really kept with me, and especially with like my dad and friends. Um, but it truly it is a coping mechanism to use humor. Like with my cancer, for example, I called it meatball instead of cancer. But for me, cancer is the biggest fear I've ever had in life, and that was that was just something that kind of clicked in the moment of calling it a meatball, and I just stuck with it so I can feel feel empowered myself. Um and it just yeah, it really just helped me get through. I think humor is so vital to everyday life, and being able to laugh at yourself or laugh at experiences. And we got to have fun with it. Life can be so crazy and full of adventures. So I think humor just it's just a part of who I am, and it adds a nice little playful side where I can just enjoy and laugh and cry however I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And also, one of the central themes is survival. So, what does survival look like for you now compared to when you were in the midst of chaos?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think my narrative of being a survivor has changed, where, with all my healing and all my experiences, instead of feeling more like a survivor or maybe a victim to all the hardships that I've been through, instead I'm very confident in who I am and my resilience. So now it's like, instead, I look at it as a battlefield, and I'm a warrior, and I can charge right through life, through any obstacles that come my way, with humbled pride and strength that I know that I'm capable of.
No, that's so powerful. I want to acknowledge how powerful your story is, Haley. I think that Three Strikes Can Take Me Out. It's isn't just a memoir, but it's a beacon for anyone who's ever felt like they've hit rock bottom. And your courage in telling the truth without sugarcoating it, I think offers real hope to people who need it most. So thank you for that. I think it's really, really powerful what you're sharing with us right now.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that's my intention too, is, by being very raw and vulnerable. I mean, this book is the most vulnerable I've ever been. I think it's gonna give the vessel for other people to read and understand, and even just challenge them to the depths of who they are, and figure out how they can be capable to survive or to warrior through any battle that comes their way.
And now, finally, what would you say to someone who feels like they are on strike 2 or 3 right now?
Ooh, if you are on some type of strike, 2 or 3, or even just one, I think the most important thing you can do is give yourself grace. I mean, like, life is crazy. You never know what's going to happen or not going to happen, but like giving yourself grace, taking little mottos of stuff that you can hold close to you, that gives you the strength and power to be able to charge through, is the most important thing. I think that's what really helped me, is making the choice, like, how do I want to move through this obstacle? Do I want to lean into the negative and let it consume me or fixate on it? Or do you want to take charge and take ownership of your life, your accountability, and, push yourself to the limits, completely just stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new, do something that makes you proud of yourself.
Thank you for that, Haley, and thank you for sharing your heart, for sharing your scars and your strength with us. I think that your book is going to change lives, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. And now, to everyone watching, Three Strikes Can Take Me Out is available now on Amazon. So go grab your copy, gift it to someone who needs a reminder that they are not out of the game, no matter how many strikes life has thrown their way. So thank you once again for being with us, Haley.
Thank you as well. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone watching. And until next time, keep rising and keep your fire lit. Thank you.
Thank you.